Hey there, survivors. Cougar here, back with more satisfactory gameplay. We're picking up exactly where we left off at the end of the last episode, in which we had done a little exploring and found this crashed cargo ship here, or whatever, crashed something or other, and retrieved some stuff off it, and then found that we needed a quick wire to repair this drop pod and open it, and we don't have any, so we're not doing that. We ended the last episode exploring. I guess we should probably head back to the to our base, but man, I really want to get up there, and I'm sure there's a way to get up there, but we can save that for another day. Right now, it's nighttime. It's a beautiful night. Pretty. Yeah, this game has the pretty down. Definitely has some pretty going. But we've been away from base for a while now. I think it's time to head back. We've got our space elevator there, and we've got stuff that we need to pump into that to complete our first objective. But we've also got things to upgrade on the hub. So all of that basically is going to require us to ramp up production a bit and actually get some more advanced production flowing, because right now we're only automating the most basic materials. We're not combining anything in a combiner, and we're not even making like half of the basic materials like screws and stuff. We're not producing those, and we're going to need to. So yeah, we're gonna have to ramp up our automation here, and I'm not super confident about being able to do that in a very efficient way, but we'll see. We'll see. Wouldn't it be fun if you could zip line on those wires? So stuff seems to be operating still. I don't see any red lights on any of these. So it all seems to be throughputing appropriately and getting into our storage, which is now storing lots of rods. Let's give it a quick sort. Lots of steel plates, a little bit of concrete, some steel wires, and some copper wire. I think that this biofuel I had in here just because I had to move it out of my inventory. Let's pick that up. So ramping up production, ramping things up. I think we have room to expand our little base here off this direction. So let's get that going. I think we're gonna want some more steel production. Let's see, we've got two turning out our iron, I should say. We got two turning out iron, one turning out iron plates, two turning out iron rods, one turning out iron plates. And we've just shut down for some reason. We may be out of fuel here. Let's check our fuel levels. Yeah, it looks like we're just out of fuel. So let's see what we've got in the way of fuel to throw in there. We've got nothing good. Well, we got 200 biofuel there. All right. So that's good. And then I've got some unrefined bio bricks here that I could quickly slam into biofuel by hand. It's 4 of the bricks to make 1 biofuel, so this should go pretty quickly. We started at 500 something, we're already down to 300 something. So just another few seconds of watching me hold down a button. But come on, guys, let's admit, I'm really good at holding down buttons. From what you've seen so far, that's probably my greatest strength, is holding down buttons. Certainly not factory design. Alright, we got plenty of fuel here. So let's put some of this advanced biofuel in there. And in there. It's 200 biofuel for you, both of you, and 200 biofuel for you. 143 anyway. Enough to get things running again. We're operating well below our capacity here, so there's room for us to expand. So let's do that. Do I have concrete on me with which to build? No. Let's drop off some of the stuff that we found back there at that at the crash site that I don't know what we're supposed to do with yet. So let's drop off these what were these reinforced iron beams or something? Encased industrial beams. I have no idea what those do. Circuit boards, I don't really know what those do. The rest of this stuff I think we're going to hold on to. Okay. So concrete, we need concrete. And there was a bunch to make platforms or foundations. And there was a bunch in here. So let's pick up some of that. And now start laying out some more foundations. Oh, so there's a way... Hold on. Let me... it's been a while since I booted this up. I'm having trouble remembering. So I can put these in one of my quick slots. All right, great. Now I've so I hovered over the I hovered my mouse over the thing that God, what am I doing? There we go. Hovered my mouse over it, and then I just hit a number key, and it's down here in my quick bar, assigned to that number key. So now I can just hit 4 and be building foundations whenever I want. My hub here is not going to be lining up with my foundations. So that's about as many foundations as I can extend out that way. And then I'm still trying to find out if there's a way to remove these rocks once they're, if they're in your way. But for now, let's just foundation off this entire side and start thinking about expanding things out a bit. I love the easy snap to out of concrete already. Now I just hit 4. 4. Sorry, that's me. That's not the game. And I guess maybe we can build something. I'll put a platform there. I don't know what's going to happen when I try to build it on top of this rock here, but we'll see. More platforms. That did not go down in the right place. 4. 4. Alright, so why don't we shift all our copper production into a smelter that's on this side of this big rock. And then we can use... Oh... Then we can splitter up this iron ore into 2 smelters here. So let's do that. Do I have enough to build a smelter? Q production, smelter. Yes, I have everything I need to do that. So let's do that. Another smelter here. With a little bit of room in between it. I know I'm probably going to have to tear all this down and start from scratch again at some point. Is there... No, that's right up against the rock. That's not going to work. Yeah, that rock's going to be a problem. Until I can figure out, if I can figure out that there's a way to do something about it. That'll work. That'll work. So we'll bring the copper in here and run the copper through to a... Let's see, what are we doing? Oh, we never sent this anywhere. We got to pick that stuff up because it's getting full. So this needs a fabricator thing, a constructor. This needs a constructor. Oh, and I need reinforced iron plates to make a constructor. So I'm going to need some help with that. Let's pick up a bunch of rods to turn into screws and a bunch of plates to turn into reinforced iron plates. And that's what we got to get. We got to get that automated. So we got to get one of the iron rods going into another constructor and being turned into screws. But until we get that set up, we can just do it by hand here. We'll use 100 iron rods to make a bunch of screws. Maybe we don't need that many. Let's just do 50. And then we can make reinforced iron plates. Yeah, so we got to automate this because we're going to need a lot of iron plates to satisfy the space hub things, or the space elevator things. But for now, let's just see, is there other stuff we should be working on here? Well, let's get the personal storage milestone banged out of the way anyway. We can do that right now. We've got everything we need for that. What? Boom. Good. Unlocked.
Milestone reached. Additional storage options have been provided. R&D inflated your pocket dimension and developed a personal storage box accessible in the build menu.
Good, so we can build another personal storage box if we need it, and our inventory is a little bit bigger. As our little rocket ship goes and does its rocket ship stuff. Let's see. Oh, we gotta wait. Well, we can at least look at the milestones here next. We're almost done. This is the next. This is the last thing on tier 1, and we've pretty much got everything we need to get that done. As soon as the rocket ship returns, we'll be good on that. I think what I'd like to do is shift this constructor over, or build another constructor to handle this concrete. And then split more iron. I think, can we do 3-to-1 on the iron? Or 2-to-1 is correct, right? Because this handles 30 per minute, that turns out 60 per minute, and then the other one will handle 30 per minute. So that's as much as we can get out of that without splitting the iron ingots off again. Yeah, this whole thing is going to need a rework eventually. But for now, let's just try to see if we can make what we've got work for a little bit longer before we go and tear everything down and start from scratch. So now we can build a constructor, holding control to snap it to the grid. Did that go to the grid? Sorta, kinda? Yeah. Alright, and then this will be our new copper dealie. Let's dismantle that conveyor belt, and this, and that, and then move it all in here. And we're going to have to power this, of course, but for now, let's just configure it for copper, configure this for copper wire. Alright, to replace what's going on here, and then we're going to need some power. That only has 2 wires. No, that's got 3 wires running off it, so we're gonna need another power pole. That's got 4 running off it, so yeah, we're definitely gonna need another power pole here. 2 to bring up the power. No, 2 to bring up the power poles. That's power line. 1 to bring up the power poles, and 2 to get the wire. So that should be up and running now. Why don't we dump in? Oh, really? We spiked our power with this? I thought we were operating at... We had lots of power. I thought we had lots of extra power. What the hey? Well, you know what this will do? This will give us a chance to... we just barely spiked above it with that. But this will give us a chance to use our new... power slug things to overclock this. So we've got 7 of those power shards. We can start with 1, see if this does it. Drag a power shard down here into the overclock area, jack it up to 150, and this should do it, because we were just barely over what we needed there. Yeah. All right, so that's going to do it. Good. So that's all we need. Cool. Back online. All right, so all this is working. Let's put the excess copper ore we picked up by deleting those conveyor belts in there. Okay, it's doing that thing. This has more stuff. Let's let that finish its work before we change it off there. We'll be turning out a lot of copper wire, but nothing wrong with that. And we got to have another look at, you know, what we really need to do is build another splitter merger setup here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's maybe we can leave that one, build another one over here, and then run this one into the new one. Let's try that. So let's build another, I know that made no sense. We're going to build another logistics conveyor splitter merger and have it pumping stuff out in this direction, I suppose. And then run this conveyor belt in there, this conveyor belt in here. This conveyor belt will now be going into here, and then this will come over here and go into the merger, and then they'll be merging a bunch of different things. Alright, that may create a little bottleneck here as it tries to pump all this stuff through one merger. We'll keep an eye on it. If it's slowing things down, we'll find a better way to do this. But for now, I think that sort of works. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty, but it works. Stop. Yeah, I want to get up on top of one of these so I can see what's going on a little bit better. Get up there. All right. So, oh, what a bowl of spaghetti I've made. Holy smokes. We're going to have to tear all this down and start over, because what a mess. What a mess. But it's sort of doing what it's supposed to do. It's just not doing it efficiently at all. Alright, so next thing I wanted to do was get another constructor down over here to take over this concrete stuff. Yeah, we just barely have the room to put that down. Oh, we can just barely fit through there. Okay, and then we're gonna deconstruct all this. Maybe I should get the power hooked up first before I try and do this. Two for power line. We're gonna switch this, put this on concrete, and now I'm gonna deconstruct all this line and bring it in here instead. Alright, so now that's going to be, this one's going to be handling the concrete with no place to go. We haven't given it any place to go yet, but we will. This merger only has 2 things coming in, and it has room for 3. So what I can do is I can deconstruct that, bring this one in through that opening, and then have this one coming in through this opening. Okay. Alright, good. This will be doing the concrete thing soon. Yep, very soon. I can dump some of the limestone that we picked up by deconstructing the conveyor belts in here. get it started. There we go, 21. Now I need to get... We're going to have to do another shift here. This merger is going to have to go away, or splitter. This splitter is going to have to go away, and it's going to have to come over here a little bit. Splitter, logistics, splitter. Deconstruct that. Bring it in here. And then have one coming to this one. One... Oops, shoot. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Rats! Rats, deconstruct. I want one from this side into here. And then the middle one can go into there as soon as I deconstruct this. And then this one can go to there. Okay. Alright. Then the middle one goes into that one, and this one goes to that one. Alright. So now we're splitting the iron 3 ways, but I think that's still going to be okay. This really wasn't what I intended to do at all, was it? I think that's going to be okay. I gotta get that. Oh shoot, this stuff's not going into a smelter. It's going into a constructor, so that's not going to work. Derp. Derp. Can we fit a smelter here? We're going to need more power if we can. Kind of looks like it'll work. No, I didn't. Apparently I didn't do that right. Let's try again. Smelter. It's right the first time. I had it right the first time. Alright. Conveyor. Alright. Now we should be fine. Now we get this coming in there. Oh god. That's too ugly even for me. I gotta fix that. Sorry. Even for me. I do not have very high standards, but that was too ugly even for me. Alright. Let's throw in... Well, we've got to configure this for iron. Let's throw in all that raw iron we just picked up by deconstructing the conveyor belts, and that's churning out iron ingots, and then this is churning out what? More plates, I guess? Back to recipes, more iron plates. Okay. Power. Wondering why it's not working. It's not working because I haven't hooked it up to power yet. That has 3 things coming off it. That has... that has... Didn't these used to show... There we go. 4. That has 4. That has 4. That has 3, so we can make 1 more over here. And then connect that to this. Alright. Now we're cooking. Right? Yes. Now everything's cooking. Okay. But I power spiked. Good thing we have more of those power leech things. Jack that up and switch it back on. Okay. That seems to be right. Yep, okay. We really have to get... Now, when do I unlock the coal burner? The coal production? Because that seems to be something that we need, like, desperately. Let's get this next thing unlocked now that our spaceship is back. We'll retrieve some stuff out of storage here. Plates, 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 and rods. And plates and rods and punch the red button. Consider yourself punched.
Milestone reached. To ensure optimal use of space, navigation and tidiness, R&D have developed stairs and conveyor walls.
Yep. Stairs and conveyor wells. Because we're definitely worried about making a pretty base right now. Alright, what next? Well, as far as milestones. Tier 2, we need part assembly. Oh, well, we need these, definitely, because these are what are requested by the space elevator. Then we're also going to have to do jump pads and walkways and a color gun before we unlock the next tier. And, you know, one of these tiers has to have the coal burning power sources on it. So we got to get through these as quickly as we can until we get that coal unlocked. Once that's... So the next thing is going to be 300 iron rods, 300 plates, 500 of the cable, or the wire, and 100 of the cable. We should automate cable production at some point here. We're right now... Right now, we could be turning some of this copper into cable, but we're not. I'm still waiting for this to finish up all the stuff that it had stored. It's almost there. It's down to 4 copper ingots, so we're almost there. But at some point, yeah, we should probably be turning some of this copper wire into cable. So we either want to split off the copper that's coming in here and have it going to 2 different things. Maybe that's what I should do. Instead of... no, but look, this iron ore is just stuck here. I'm more worried about the iron than I am about the copper at this point. So I'm gonna switch this over to iron as soon as this is all done, which is probably now. Yeah, it's now. So let's do that. Let's deconstruct some of this. Oh, wow. Deconstructed a lot of it. And put a splitter here. Logistics, splitter, bringing it in that direction. And, oh, I don't have what I need. I need cable to build it. We're gonna have to go make some. Shoot, I shouldn't have deconstructed that until I was ready. I've got wire enough to make lots of cable. So I could sing more camp songs as we're doing this. I know you guys love the camp songs, right? Right? No, I've never had anybody say, boy, I love those camp songs. Keep doing them. So. Alright, that's enough of the cable. Now it needs me a splitter. What? Oh, somehow I selected... I made the splitters my number 3. I assigned splitters to number 3 on my hotbar, which I did not intend to do. Alright, change this over to iron. And then change this to, what were we going to do here? Steel, well, we already did steel plates over there. I think we need more steel rods, or iron rods, because we need, I can't do it yet. It's still got a lot of copper to get through. Yeah, and I think that, I think that there's a slowdown here. I think merging one merged unit into another merged unit merger is creating more stuff than this thing can handle. See how this stuff just sits here? It shouldn't be sitting. I'm gonna have to clean this up to make this work better. You know what I need to do? You know what I need to do is just build a second storage, and then be running this merger into a storage. Let's do that. Storage would be under organization, storage container, rotate in and out there. And then pick all this stuff up and run this into here. At least the storage doesn't need power. That'd be a pain, wouldn't it? Alright, but that should be doing well soon. I may pick up the rest of these. I'm going to pick up the rest of the copper ingots here and just do them manually. Because just so we get this iron stuff running. And alright, so is everything actually running now? I think everything's running now. Just get up high and look. Alright, this seems to be working. Yeah, everything I can see seems to be working. Alright, so with that... Hang on, I'm just... There's a slowdown over there somehow. There's something slowing that track down quite a bit. That may have been... You know what that may have been was the, that splitter slowing things down. So maybe that'll speed itself back up now. One of these is completely full, which is slowing things down. Yeah, it's this. Let's take all those out. Alright, now we got a bunch of iron ingots, but, you know, you could do stuff with those. That's not the end of the world. And at this point... Well, wait a minute. Is our rocket ship back? Our rocket ship's probably back. We could probably get our... Yeah, it's back. Alright, let's see if we can get some more stuff. That just started. Storing more stuff over here. A bunch of iron rods, a bunch of iron plates, and then what else did we need? We needed cable and copper wire. I think we have everything we need to get that next milestone thing banged out. 300 iron rods, 300 iron plates, 500 copper wire, and 100 cable. And punch that button in the face.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, then, is set up another copper smelting situation here. Boy, you know, I really don't want to just be operating off of biofuel forever. I gotta figure out how to get that coal thing done. I don't want to look stuff up online, you know. It's gonna unlock for me eventually. I know it will. I just have to get there. So just keep plowing through and unlocking stuff. It's just the more stuff I put down to create stuff, the more power I need, the more biofuel I need, and it just gets a little vicious circle-y. But for now, let's try another smelter. And another constructor. Is that online-ish? Yep. And then another constructor to turn the copper wire into cable. Do I have enough for another constructor? I barely, just barely. Ah, not lined up. Alright, so now we need a splitter here to split the copper. Organization, no. Logistics, splitter. Oh, can I... Oh, look, I can actually put it on an existing conveyor belt. It looked like for a second there it was letting me... Yeah, okay. Oh, that's super convenient. I wish I'd known about that. Okay. Set this up for copper. I know, we got to get all this stuff powered. None of it's powered yet. Set this for wire, and set this for cable. Okay. Now, as soon as I hook all this stuff up, we're going to power spike again, and we're going to shut everything down. Instead of trying to anticipate that, why don't we just deal with it when it happens, so that we have a better sense of how much we need. We're going to need another power pole and a cable off of there, and then a cable there, and a cable there, and then this cable should really go to another power pole because it's the fourth cable, but we'll leave it like that for now. We'll figure out some other way to do it. This is all going to spike and shut down in just a second. There it is. So let's go figure out how many of these power shards we're going to need to get this running again. Let's see if one... I don't think one's going to do it. Nope. One didn't do it. And we've got one on here maxed, and we've got one on here maxed. So I guess we're going to need another. We're going to have to overclock again. Let's just do it halfway this time and see if this will be enough. Alright, that seems to be working. But we are running low on biofuel in general. I'll go out and collect more biofuel on my own time. I don't have to subject you guys to watching that. Although it can be fun. And we haven't done any exploring here, and we're almost out of time. Now that all this stuff is kind of set up and running, taking in 3 things. Shoot. Alright, I got nothing to do with the cable I'm turning out here right now. There's nothing much I can do with it. We'll just let it accumulate there for now. But in the meantime, to wrap this up, why don't we go out and do a little bit more exploring, since I need the biofuel materials anyway. Always find lots down here at the base of the cliffs here. Lots of wood too. Oh, that's right. I haven't been turning my wood into biofuel. I think I've been doing it for the grass, but not the wood. So maybe we have a bunch of stuff back there, and we don't have to do too much gathering here. Plus, we got really lucky with what we found over here. A lot of wood and a lot of biomatter from the bushes. Yeah, that was a lot of wood. That may be enough to do it for a while, but we were going to go exploring. I promised you some exploring. So let's do some exploring. And yet, ooh, I hear something. There's something up there, but I think it's one of the Mercer spheres that don't actually have a use yet, so I'm not terribly interested in trying to get up there. I know I'm always asking for, if you have tips or help or anything, but in terms of the coal, don't give me any spoilers as to when I get that. I want to be pleasantly surprised when I finally unlock that. Not seeing a lot of super interesting stuff here. We kind of sort of been over here already, but not really. Look at all the biofuel. We kind of swung through here once on our way back from another adventure, another exploring adventure. Oh, ooh, look, another crash site. Well, that's a reward for exploring. Thank you. I haven't seen any beasties either. Hey, 3 motors. I'll bet those are valuable. Another thing that we need 40 megawatts to open this. Battery broken. I don't know if that means I have to craft a battery or I have to get power to it. But I can find out. I'll figure it out. Copper wire. More motors. 7 more motors. Now we got 10 motors, which I feel like is probably a good haul. Reinforced iron plates. I know I've looked at all this stuff already. I'm looking again. Deal with it. More copper wire. More iron, reinforced iron plates. And then we're going to have to get power to this somehow to open it. All right, good. Well, let's call that an abbreviated exploring session. We found some good stuff, and that'll do it, I think. Yeah, there's like a whole nother purple biome back up in there that I haven't really explored yet, and we'll get over there and explore that soon. But for now, let's just head back, see how things are going, and put all this biofuel to use. Oh, hello, Power Slug. Yes, and I found out that there are other colors of Power Slug. There's a yellow one that when I was kind of doing a little practice off camera, I found a yellow Power Slug, and it was guarded by a very, very nasty high-level beast who killed me. It was my first death since I started playing. And there's the only penalty is that you drop all your stuff and you got to go back and retrieve it, which, you know, is fine as long as there's not a really high-level, super mean beastie kind of standing guard over it, which is what happened to me. But I was able to retrieve it. I lured him away, and then I lost him and circled around and came back for it. So this is our copper mine up here. And yeah, there's more limestone over here, but we're already using all the limestone that we're mining, so I don't think we need to set up another mine on that. Alright, so this all seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. That was almost full of cable. That was at 96 cable, so I'm glad we got back when we did. Look at our ugly little factory, guys! You know what I want to do is build a lookout tower. Do I have what I need to build a lookout tower? Where is that? Logistics? Probably logistics. No. Organization? Organization. I have what I need. Let's build a lookout tower, just to see. I'm gonna snap that to the grid. I've never built a lookout tower, so this will be our first experience together. Hey, hey, hey! Oh, man, this is a pretty game. Look, we're up here with the flying thing. I like flying things. It's the closest we've ever been. Kind of ugly. kind of ugly. Speaking of ugly, look at our base. God. What a horrible mess. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to start from scratch and make a much better base. I mean, it's working. It's just, you know, it's just not pretty at all. Man, I'm trying not to watch a lot of other people's videos and stuff, but I've seen some of the other factories that other players have been able to create, and man, ours is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But at least I know it's bad and can admit that it's bad. What is the next thing we need to unlock? We're almost ready to call it an episode, but before we do, let's see if there's anything else we can get done here. I guess we'll select walkways as our next milestone, and we're gonna need a lot of other stuff for that. Well, we can get the rods in there for now. And we're going to need 10 reinforced iron plates, which we just happen to have found a bunch of reinforced iron plates, so that's good. And then 150. Good. Walkways ready for launch. Cool.
Milestone reached. After medical consultation, additional buildings aimed at factory traversal have been added.
Yes.
Walkways can now be accessed in the build menu.
Yes. Yes, walkways. Let's drop off some of that cool stuff I found. Wow, look. I'm going to drop off the... sorry, that was the motors that we found, and then dropping off another carapace that I found, and then dropping off something else that I found, another power slug. Well, we can use the power slug right away, so... And then the rest of this stuff I'm going to turn into biomass on my own time, so you guys don't have to watch it. I've got a lot of copper just sitting in here doing nothing. I need to figure out what to do with that. Alright. But I think we've done about all we want to do together. I think what I'm going to do for a while is just some boring, you know, standing there pounding on stuff, making stuff happen. But we're not going to do any more construction yet today. I'm going to have to think about what we need to do here to get more stuff rolling. I'm going to get one of these iron rod production things turning out screws so that we can combine the screws with the steel or the iron plates to make reinforced iron plates automatically. And then the rest of this should be doing what it's supposed to be doing. Pretty much. Alright, but with that, why don't we call it an episode? And we'll try to make this work a little bit longer without tearing everything down and starting from scratch, but eventually, yeah, we're just going to have to rip all this up and lay it out better, make it more efficient. But for now, that'll do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the Satisfactory gameplay, and there'll be more coming in the very near future. Stay productive, survivors.